Welcome to Jessie Cars. My name is Eric.
And I'm Jesse.
And this is the all-new Honda Pilot Black Edition.
All right, 2023 Honda Pilot Black Edition.
Yeah, all new, the biggest and largest SUV Honda offers. And as always, we're going to take a look at the exterior first, and we're going to take a look at the interior, and then we're going to drive it compared to the many competitors and really good competitors out there on the market. And if you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe. But starting off with the exterior, I'm a big fan.
The color?
Yes, Platinum White Pearl, which is kind of like the default Honda spec. Like all the Honda press cars except for the Passport we've had was white. So Platinum White Pearl. This time it's free though. It doesn't cost $300 bucks.
That's nice.
So yeah, I think it looked good. I think I'm actually a big fan.
To be honest, I like pretty much everything that's going on here. I'm always a sucker for a black edition, so anytime I could ever get a car blacked out, that's the way I go. This is nice.
I agree. It's nice and rugged. It kind of borrows the styling from the Passport, and it's kind of like the bigger, brawnier grille.
Yeah.
Unlike this new CR-V, which is a bit more city-ish, elegant, I guess.
It looks rugged.
It does look rugged. I like it. I really like the very tall front end we have. It doesn't really slope down. It looks great.
I like the rims as well, actually. I mean, they're black. They're nothing special, but they're nice.
It's just very cohesive, the whole design. I think it's very like muscular all throughout. The side profile is muscular. What I think is interesting is they left the C-pillar white. Normally, you know, this is kind of all blacked out. Right. To give you this bit of floating, but this one is like, nah. And I think they just kind of did it once again to emphasize the size and make it look a little bigger. So, thumbs up for me on that one. And I like
they throw in the black accent here.
On the spoiler, yeah. And honestly, I think it looks really cool. I think the taillights are kind of like spacey.
They are.
Not like Kevin Spacey, kids are safe here, but I mean like space age kind of thing.
It's a nice looking vehicle, actually. It really is.
I like it. You want to take a look at the interior?
Yeah, let's get out of this weather.
Okay, Honda Pilot.
It's nice and warm in here.
It is nice and warm and dry, which I like. Heated seats. You want some?
Yes.
There you go. Heated steering wheel as
well.
Heat me. Okay. So, this is a very nice and spacious cabin, and it's very usable. You have so much storage space.
Like, a lot. Like,
first of all, up front you have you can fit multiple bigger cups in there, even big Yeti cups. Which
got storage up here.
Storage up there.
With a red light apparently.
And there's a lot of ambient lighting in here actually. It's quite nice. Wallet space, wireless charger, all that. So I think storage wise, big center console.
Very big.
It is quite nice. But comparing it to kind of the king of the segment, the Palisade, it's not as nice.
It's not quite as high end.
Yeah, the Palisade kind of is premium, I think. It is definitely up there. This is not quite as good. This is, the materials are, I like the materials, the touch points are good. There's a lot of soft touch around here. Just the Palisade just goes that one step further. I wouldn't say there's anything wrong with this one. It's just that
once you've seen the Palisade.
Yeah, once you've seen the Palisade, it just kind of gets a little nicer. In terms of piano black a little bit here. But the good thing is all that you touch is not piano black.
Yes.
That's all the rubberized stuff.
Except for here.
True, on the HVAC comes, but at least it's physical HVAC and it's very satisfying. I like that a lot. Our infotainment is the usual Honda system, which is not the most feature-rich. Very quick though, works well. We have cabin talk, which essentially, when I'm talking in the back and I activate this, my voice gets transferred to the third row.
And he likes to hear the sound of his own voice, so that kind of works.
Exactly. Right on. That's the only reason why I'm on YouTube actually. Gauge cluster is digital, the usual Honda stuff. No, this is pretty good. I like this.
It's serviceable.
Exactly.
The seats pretty comfortable. I'm not a huge fan of the red accents personally.
Yeah, but I like them more than the CR-V. The CR-V I liked a little bit more lower back support. I think these support my lower back really well.
They do.
Heated and ventilated, not as strong as per usual in the Hondas. Their heated and ventilated seats aren't amazing, but it's still good to have. And I like the steering wheel. The steering wheel's nice to grab. Paddle shifters for if you ever need it. And we have the little camera button just up here if you need to park. So yeah, honestly, pretty good. Big sunroof, of course.
Panel.
Yeah, which is nice. You can open up. And then we got the second one, which starts to get really cool. Because you can take that middle seat out completely. So you can either fold it, you can have it up. So you have three people sitting there. You can put it down, then you have kind of a center console with armrest and storage. Or you can literally just take the whole seat out, and then you have captain's chairs essentially with a pathway to the third row. Materials in the second row, pretty good. Sound shades included.
You got 2 USBs back there.
with the USBs and the phone pocket thing.
Right. Yeah. There's a really cool. I've never seen that before. There's a really cool phone pocket on the back seat. On the back of the seat.
On the back of the front seat. Yeah, that's confusing.
On the back of the seat.
Yeah, on the back of the seat. So essentially you have the pouch, and then you have like a mini pouch where you can just put your phone. You would still see all the notifications and all that. Really cool. And then once you move even further back, because that's why you probably buy the Pilot, right? Is you want to have that third row space.
It's surprisingly usable.
Yeah, like we were both comfy. Like we could ride. We said like 2 hours. We could do in there.
If I had to do it, I could do it.
We could totally do it. There's USB in there for both sides. You have your own cup holders once again.
Dual cup holders on each side.
On each side, yeah. It's easy to get in and out. Either you take out the middle seat, or you have like buttons so they slide forward the outer seats in the second row. Honestly, like I like this more than the Palisade in terms of like second and third row space.
I would have to agree with you.
Like the materials aren't as nice, but if you need the space, if you haul people a lot, I totally get why you get the Pilot. Speaking of hauling, do you want to haul ass and see how quick that is? This Pilot is? I don't know. Terrible segue.
It's okay. We'll give him a pass on that one.
Just like we're passing nothing because no one's done the run. We're going to cut that one. Alrighty, out in the Honda Pilot, let's see how quick this midsize SUV goes. Brake torque. Good initial pickup, actually.
I like that sound.
Yes, that V6 sounds meaty, eh?
I don't expect that from a Honda.
No.
Sounds nice.
And it goes pretty well. Goes pretty well.
So, as much as you'll need it to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'll go back into normal driving modes, but how much horsepower and torque do we have on here?
So we got a naturally aspirated 3.5 liter V6. Gives us 285 horsepower, 262 foot-pounds of torque, pushed through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Gives us a kind of respectable 6.2 seconds, 0 to 100.
That's honestly, for a mid-size SUV, that's not like luxury. I think that's pretty good. Pretty good, right? And it pulls out smoothly, and
I mean, that sound is great.
that's pretty good.
I like the way it sounds.
It's not annoying sounding at all. Like, unlike some four cylinders, which just kind of start to like be a bit of a chore, you know?
Yeah.
Like the CX-90, for example, that has the 2.5 liter inline four. That's just...
I have not been in that car yet, but...
Yeah, I've had it like at the end of last year, and it's just... and then you get to a horsepower number where it's really not that good. This has all the power you need, plus a little,
Yeah.
I would say. And honestly, I really like the drivetrain. Actually, I prefer the drivetrain over the Palisade, just to keep kind of this Palisade comparison going. The Palisade wasn't bad. It also had like, I think, a 3.6 liter V6 with about roughly the same horsepower. So I think the main difference here is the 10-speed automatic.
What was the transmission on that one?
It must have been like, I think it was an 8-speed.
Yeah.
Like an 8-speed automatic, something like that, or a 9-speed. But I think this 10-speed is a little smoother. This 10-speed is very nice. Like, it all kind of really knows what gear you want to be in at all time, and it's very smooth. So if I roll on the throttle a little bit, like a very smooth downshift, just to give me that little bit of extra power. It doesn't like downshift like 5 gears to give you the fastest possible power. So I'm a big fan of how this drives in terms of like horsepower, torque, and kind of like general smoothness. But shall we go do the handling test?
Our favorite part. I'm going to
Favorite
firmly
part.
grip my my handle here.
Go back into sport mode, because that's what mid-size Hondas are made for. And of course, it's moist to keep with
Our favorite word on the channel.
Yeah, moist. So we're gonna keep it a little clean, a little smooth, a little slow, but we're still gonna have fun. And there's good front end bite actually.
Wow.
Like, I wasn't even close to the limit there.
That felt nice.
There's very good front end grip. It just kind of goes in, and it's a very solid driving in terms of like.
I'm still gonna say this car sounds way nicer than it has any business sounding.
It does. It's a very good sounding V6. I think there's a bit of pumped in noise. I think there
might be
some noise coming through the speakers because it sounds a little too performance-y.
If we turn the speakers off, turn the volume down.
Yeah, but it's honestly, I very much like how this driving dynamics doesn't really matter that much. It leans a bit, but it's totally fine. Generally, I'm a fan. Do you want to get behind the wheel?
I do.
All right, now you're behind the wheel. And for the first 200 yards, how much do you like it? You haven't had a chance to drive it before, so this is literally the first time.
Yeah, this is my first time driving this one, unfortunately, but
like even there, you know, we needed a little more power to get over that hill, and just very smooth, one shift down.
What is this? Are these green lights just accent lights, or they mean something?
I'm confused, but
because I saw them before, and I was like, are they?
I think they're accent lights. First of all, the first time I thought, oh, it might be like the optimal RPM, but it would be a little high. But it also has them like at the kilometers, so I think it's literally just accent. Maybe to kind of do the drive mode, so if I go into sport. So that means normal, probably, I guess, something like that. But yeah, adding to the nice drivetrain, and once again, you feel the Honda brakes very slow, maybe progressive, very smooth.
Very nice.
I think Honda might have the best brake tuning in the industry.
Let's give her a little go here. Let's give her a little rip there, bud.
Yeah, eh? Yeah, that's pumped in. That's got to be pumped in. I don't mind it though. It sounds good.
Nice.
It sounds good. I'm a fan. And it writes really well.
Let's give it a try on our lane keep assist. Let's see
you
how
go.
well this does.
Far
Which I'm
to
assuming
lane.
it's going to do well because Honda has.
Yeah, Honda's
Very good
work
system.
extremely well. This one, just like in the CR-V, works across intersections. So if you, like, even if it loses the lines for a bit, it keeps it going. It's a very good system. Of course, once again, it's semi-autonomous, right? We only show you this.
Now it's telling me to put my hands on the wheel.
And the good thing is you didn't even need to wiggle. You just put your hands on the steering wheel and it
I'm
knows.
good to go again.
So you literally, if you're driving it on the highway, you just need to have one hand on there. It works.
And again, obviously, we don't recommend taking your hands off the wheel. But
Exactly. This is just for demonstration purposes, and there's no traffic around or anything. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a really good system. That's why you kind of just put your hand on there, you're good. The whole tech in this system and this Pilot is really good. So we have the adaptive cruise control that works really well. We've used it extensively today because
Yes.
there was a lot of traffic going here.
As they say, Toronto's an hour away from Toronto.
Yeah, pretty much. I think we drove an hour and a half through Toronto actually. And then you have the HUD, the head-up display,
Which I love.
which is
Especially
really
for
nice.
lane keep assist, because you don't need to look off of the road to see that you're locked on.
I remember in the CR-V you said,
I
"Oh
didn't like
man, I
that.
wish it would have been in the HUD." It didn't have a HUD, so there you go. Now it's right there. The tech is pretty good. I like it a lot. Probably one of the best in terms of like lane keeping and lane centering assists. And yeah, I'm a big fan of how this drives in terms of like suspension.
It feels super smooth.
It is super smooth. Like even like harsher bumps, like they get absorbed really, really well. And it's a quiet cabin. That was
Yeah.
one of my complaints in the CR-V. It wasn't quiet.
It was
very
not
loud.
quiet at all.
And this is just a lot more refined than the CR-V. I mean, you expect it to be more refined than the CR-V because it is, what was it, like $10,000-$15,000 more than a CR-V. But I mean, I've enjoyed driving this way more than I thought I would.
I could see why this would appeal to someone looking for a solid family vehicle.
Yeah, it's really. And now you also got. I mean, this is not the Trail Sport, but now you can get a Trail Sport trim pretty new. So it's like mild off-roading you can do with that. Maybe we'll take that for a spin at some point. But no, honestly, I really like how this drives. I'm very surprised by it. But
It's exceeded my expectations for sure.
yeah,
I could say that without a doubt.
but
But there's a big but.
There's a big but. It costs $65,510.80 Canadian, which is, if you, when you put that into context, that's $5,000 more than a fully loaded Palisade, which is
Ooh.
rough. I think this has some benefits over a Palisade, mainly it's better for people storage. I think you have more space for people than you have in the Palisade, and I think this drives nicer than the Palisade. But
The interior.
yeah, the interior is not as good as in the Palisade. The Palisade has a much more upscale cabin. The Palisade does have as good, if not better, tech, especially once you talk about infotainment
Right.
and all that. And you save $5,000 with the Palisade, even considering all interest rates and all that. I know that's something you need to look at right now, but
And reliability, we can't really say.
yeah, like this is a new car. You never know. Honda usually has a pretty good track record.
Yeah.
Hyundai can be a bit of mix, but
It's a tough pill to swallow.
yeah, that's where you just really go to the spot. So, where for like the average person that looks as a midsize SUV, I really can't say get the Pilot because like the value isn't here. But if you often use a third row, that's maybe where I say, okay, you know, that's a benefit. You could, benefit of that. But it's a shame. Like I really like this. And it's. I don't know. I drive it. I prefer driving this over the Palisade, but I think overall, if I had to choose, the interior and the bit better tech in the Palisade would swing me that way.
And you're saving $5,000.
And you're saving like $5,000. So I know it's a tough one.
It's tough. It's I could tell you're actually like heartbroken that you can't.
I'm a
recommend
bit
it.
heartbroken,
Yeah.
especially after the CR-V. The CR-V left me a little disappointed.
Right.
It wasn't bad. It just was not nearly as good as the competition. And this is like, it would be there if it would be a little cheaper. So unfortunately, yeah. Oh, and by the way, this was filmed after the CX-90 video. So you've already probably seen our CX-90 and Telluride video. We don't know yet how that will
Right.
go, but
Yeah.
just as a note, why we're not mentioning that right now. But I think, yeah, honestly, that's all I have to say. It is really good. I really like it. but due to the price, it's a little bit too specific for like to be a recommendation for everyone.
I don't really have much more to add. I think you nailed it.
Alrighty, well, thanks. So with that, so thank you so much for watching.
We hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, tune in again because we're going to drop a new video every single week, and we'd love to have you back.
Alrighty, thanks and goodbye.
See you in the next one.